Guys, welcome to this video description. I'm going through and showing people how to create the butterflies with the new program. I've been already doing it, so I kind of started by creating a new file, and actually there was a create button, so I hit the create, and then I just typed in shoot the butterflies. You can name it whatever you like as long as it's descriptive, and please include your name on it so that it's easier for me to edit it and correct it when you submit it to me. Okay, the first thing you'll notice is that there was the scratch guy here. I'll put him right here. He didn't quite look like that for you guys. He was standing up, but he was there, so you'll just want to delete him. And then the next thing you'll need to do is bring in the rocket ship for shooting the butterflies. Now, it does show here that you can upload a sprite, which is basically just an image. Or you could kind of paint your own if you wanted. But otherwise, you could just click on here, choose a sprite. Okay. On here, on the video, the first video we gave, it had a transportation tab, but this one does not. So I just know it's called the rocket, and I've noticed that everything is in alphabetical order, so I'm on the all button, and right there, and there's a rocket, so I'm going to pick that rocket right there. Okay. Also on the video, it showed that there was a button that you pushed. So to change the size, instead of pushing the button, we're just going to change it in a percentage from 0 to 100. Right now it's as big as it could be. Well, it could be bigger. You'd do 150, but anyway, I'm going to go about half size. I could change it, and maybe I could make it a little bit smaller, go 45, whatever you like to do there. Okay, another thing that I noticed was on the costume here, it shows that little dot. I'm just gonna actually, that's okay, because when it's moving, it's an active sprite so that it can move around. But if you didn't want that, you could delete it, and it would just have the tail. What I was going to do is I was going to paint over it, but I realized and I think I still will paint over it. I'm just going to hit the eraser here. I'm just going to erase it. There we go. Okay. Back to the code. So now you'll notice that the little dot isn't there. So if the butterfly touches the little dot, we would have died, but now we have a little extra room. He actually has to touch the spaceship. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to tell it to move. So what we need to do here is we need to create an event, and the event will be when the flag button. So when somebody plays the game, they click the flag button, and everything that happens there. Okay, and I can use it over and over again. It doesn't just have to be used once. Okay, so the entire time that the game is going, so that's forever, I want it to do something. So in a forever loop, I want there to be a condition that if I push the right arrow, I want the rocket to go to the right. If I push the left arrow, I want the rocket to go to the left. Okay, so if, then, and then we'll put the description. So the sensing is going to be, it's going to be sensing a button push. So what key is being pushed? It's going to be we'll say the left arrow. Okay, so there's the left arrow. So if the left arrow is pushed, what do we want to happen? Well, we want the X value to change. So in other words, right now the X value is 11. So we're going to change it by a certain number. I can put 10 there. Okay, if I click that and see how it highlights yellow, if I push the left arrow, oh, he's going to the right by 10. So we want it to be what? -10. Okay, so left arrow is now pushed. I guess I got to turn that back on. So he goes to the left, -10. Okay, if you haven't learned from the last one, you can duplicate by right-clicking here, and I can get this duplicate button. I can do that here, so I'm going to change that to the right arrow, and that's going to now be a +10. Okay, if I click that, it's highlighted yellow, so now it's active. I can now move him And again, because it's in a forever loop, it just continues to start over and over again. Or if I push it once, he moves 10 at a time. Okay. All right, and you can play with those numbers if you want to experiment with higher numbers or lower numbers and see what happens. That's fine. Okay. Now let's duplicate it again. This time, instead of changing the x value, we're going to be changing the y value, which is right there. And when we say the up arrow. So now, forever, if the up arrows change, then the y value is going to go 10. Let's test it. Yep. I can't go down yet. So I'm going to duplicate that. And I'm going to say that I want the down arrow. And then, of course, this would need to be a negative 10 instead of a positive. All right, so now you can see that I got to turn it on. My rocket should be able to fly around all that I want it to, because it changes it by 10. You'll notice that it actually kind of, after you let go, it moves just a little bit further, because when you let go, it's got to finish the 10. If I just touch it once, it kind of looks like it's moving on a grid. But if I press and hold it, because it's in the forever loop, it'll just keep going until I let go, and then it'll stop. But it'll go just a little bit afterwards. All right, that's step 1.